We're spending the day thrifting in Carpinteria, this sleepy little beach town tucked right between Santa Barbara and Ventura. It's laid back, full of charm, and you'll be surprised at all the vintage treasures hiding here. Let's go see what we can find today in Carpinteria. Artichoke dish right off the bat. Oh, but there's a chip. $5.99. Made in Italy. That's a bummer that there's a chip. Some kind of Deruta pottery. I can't tell, but it's $12.99. It looks like it holds like an olive and vinegar bottles that was thrown on a table, which would be nice. $12.99 is a little pricey for reselling for me. This is a nice Pottery Barn frame. Looks new, but it's only $4. Trying to think if I need a 5x7. Could always use a good frame. It's pretty nice. I need to maybe get a cart. Back behind the frame is this pretty piece, like a decorative piece, and I believe it's hard to tell. It may be a Bordalo piece. They want $15 for it. I need to look this up. And yeah, I'm gonna need a cart. These little bowls are pretty. Glass, but it's pretty because they're not just solid blue, but they have a little bit of a wave to them. I want $4 each for those. And this is another piece of studio pottery. It looks like it's meant to be a, like you would stick flower stems in there and fill the bowl with water. That's unique for $5. I like this dove Christmas ornament. And the piece of pottery for $2.99. So pretty. These old hospitality snack sets. There's several here. They want $10 a piece for each box. And I have tried to sell these before and ended up selling them just basically to get my money back. Don't remember making anything on them. Part of the problem is they're so heavy, expensive to ship. These look fun. Christmas glasses. Can't tell. They're a little cloudy from probably dishwasher use, but they want $2 a piece for them. There's 7. I might look at this studio pottery mirror to hang on the wall. I want $4 for it, and then there's 2 of them. There's a smaller one, which is even cuter. Only $3 for that one. Here's a cool little piece of studio pottery, but it's a little easel to put a picture, a painting, a plate, whatever on for $3. There's probably a crack right there, but for $3, I might just get this for myself. Looks unique back here. You can definitely, like, it's a very old frame, the way it's put together in the back here. They want $10 for it, but it looks very unique. I need to look this up. This Goodwill is heavy with studio pottery. It's a little pot, a little vase. Could have all kinds of uses for $2. I love the colors, the blue and white. I can't resist it. Derek picked these up, and a quick Google lens showed that they're brush pots. Add them to the cart. Got a few things. Pretty good stop, really, for our first stop in Carpinteria. I can't complain. tricky part. I'm not seeing pricing. So we'll find out what that's about. So we just found out that they tell you the price when you check out. I bet it's all very reasonable. Some blue willow down here. Let's see. It looks pretty old. Or older, I should say. It's not stamped anything. Goblets are fun. So much studio pottery and carpinteria. Oh, my grandmother had one like this. Okay. Oh gosh, Derek's found a hat. Down here, I found these cute ceramic mugs, and when I looked at I saw that they're dance. You can get a jar of buttons for $4. Some knitting needles. All kinds of craft stuff. I don't know if I can find any needlepoint anything in here. Somebody started that one, didn't finish it. I'm gonna have to dig a little deeper here. I love finding these old serving pieces, especially as we're getting ready to start the holidays and all of suddenly, you know, you need a lot more serving spoons and things than you normally do. Does anybody know what this is? It has, right, so it's wooden. I'm not going to touch that because it's probably sharp, but it has a little groove down in here. And this little thing doesn't move, but, oh, it says right here. It's a clam shucker. How about that? You set your clam up in there, and do we need a clam shucker, honey? This is definitely something we don't have. Clam shucker. You never leave Ina behind. California specific one, California Home Cooking. It was a finalist for the Julia Child Cookbook Awards. American Cooking in the California Style. This looks fun. Soup meals. It's soup season. These are fun, different. Look into those. Got a box full, including a hat. I found a really great J. Crew camel coat.
Nice job.
It was awkward in there because nothing was priced. So we were just putting stuff in the basket. I was just putting stuff in the basket, and Derek was carrying the basket. And like, fingers crossed that it wasn't going to be crazy numbers that we didn't want to pay. And when we got up there, we had a basket full of stuff and kind of a stack of books. And the gentleman, the volunteer that was tallying it up, he wasn't like, okay, this is $5 and these will be $3. He was just like looking at, setting it aside, picking up the next thing, setting it aside. And I wanted to look at you and be like, what's happening? What's happening? And is he going to look at us and say, that'll be $250?
He's just making up numbers.
Yeah, he was just... We got 12 books, which were $2 a piece. So that was the biggest chunk. But the pile that we ended up with, they charged us $50. He was like, oh, that'll be $50. We're like, all right. And then, thank goodness, my husband carries cash, which I do not. 'Cause I went to pull out my card to pay, and he's like, you know, we're cash only. I was like, and my husband came to the rescue and had cash in his wallet. Thank goodness. And so now I owe you money.
Yes, you do.
There's a couple of antique stores that I want to go to and a yummy pizza place we want to go to for lunch. So it's 11 o'clock. I'll decide what we're going to do next. way onto an antique store. Got a great window display for the fall. And my favorite, a cute picnic basket. That's such a sweet little size. It's like a wine and cheese picnic basket. Here's another one. I love that one. It definitely looks old. Little hinges on there. It's kind of snap close. Well, at $25, the prices are nice on those. I love these bamboo chairs. They're a little more pricey. $68 for the chair. And they've got a cute Halloween, spooky. It's a Yellowware bowl. Looks like a 20. Little tureen on sale for $45. It's gorgeous. This Adams pottery, 18 pieces for $50. I love that. Devour as found. Must be a little flaw somewhere. Although I don't see it. Such good festive colors for the fall. Such a perfect fall basket. Love this fall display. So well done. These dishes. There's a lot of Bakelite. And the pig cutting board. He's cute. For $58. Fabulous lamp. Old basket. $85. That's a great price for such a unique lamp like that. I wish I needed another lamp. Oh, a bunch of great art. $68 for this old one. Look how great this is, though. What city is that, I wonder? What do you think? What city is that? This big, beautiful piece of pottery. Large bowl, grain, 110. Oh, that looks so pretty on a table. Part of a centerpiece. And just sit there by itself, looking pretty. It's really big. Here's my hand for reference. Love a good basket. And this is a French harvest basket. Look how great this is. Enamel French canister set. If you had a green and white kitchen, love it. What? $125 for the set. There's 6 pieces. And some more great pottery up here. There's so much pottery here in Carpinteria. I love it. This wood crate is fun. Not big enough for wine bottles. So the question is, what would you use it for? There's some slats you could lay stuff in it. You could set it up right. What would you put in here? Here's looks like some alabaster grapes. I want $39 for them. All kinds of goodies down under here. More pottery.
Her and her husband? Yeah. They're going to start it.
This Hadley pottery salt cellar. It's got a ship. Bummer. Here's another one. Oh, this one's even heavier. Those are fun. Here's a little butter crock and salt. That one's $45. And this one's $55. May Hadley, these old plates, $15 a piece, but those are so great. I love the green. It looks like a California house. Oh, it's a watercolor. The bamboo frame for $28.
Okay, so she has.
And Derek said, hey, did you see these other bowls over here that go with that? I think they're two different booths, but these little bowls are also in May Hadley and for $19 a piece. Those are fun. I didn't see those, honey, so thanks for pointing those out. Oh, is this a little birdhouse? Do you think that's what this is, honey? Like it hangs from the top there. I can't read what they have on here. Glazed stoneware, hanging vessel. That's all it says. But do you think it's a little, like a little finch would live in there? No.
Nothing's living in there.
Nothing's, well, I mean, maybe. Or maybe you just hang it like this. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. This looks pretty. Kind of has an iridescent paint to it. $98. It must be something special. It's pretty. This is appropriate to find near the beach. Antique shell box for $35. People used to collect these. Are these still highly collectible? Look at this butcher block, honey. Look how cool this, look how low it is.
So cool.
So it says antique butcher block as found, very heavy for $489. That's really cool though. I've never seen one that short. You think the legs were cut off at some point? Or that's just, maybe it was so people could really get over it and get after it. That's fun though.
Very cool.
It's very heavy, she says. And it's part of all of this great old vintage Christmas, antique Christmas display. And putting me in the holiday spirit. This old Santa blow mold. He is 46. Look how great this is, how they have this little divided box shelf. Got the bottle brush trees and all kinds of fun little things in the cubby holes. I found a box of Shiny Bright. It was a full matching box at the Assistance League once, where I think I paid $1 for the box and it sold very quickly. I have some of these brass and copper angel candle holders. And I'm tempted. Oh, she's missing her little, I like to call them doohickeys. She's missing the holder. Yeah. Derek makes fun of me because I like the word doohickey a lot for things I can't think of what they're called. It's a pair of angels is 42. Champagne bucket, 78. I like these old soldiers. They're fun. A set of 3 for $55. I wonder if this is always Christmas stuff. Like this section is always full of Christmas. Oh, I see some cool old spode back here. I like the shape of these. Spode England, spode serving set. Oh, I bet this other one is 4-piece. There's one down there too. For $70 for all 4 of these pieces. But these would be nice sitting on the table with some Christmas treats. Make good little candy dishes or hold small little desserts or little bites. Oh, there's some cool plates down there. Oh, no, I don't like this when you get into a booth and it's like, I have to move stuff and I might knock stuff over. I can't really get to those plates. That big, beautiful punch bowl, $125. It is really big and pretty. And I like how they have it full of Christmas trees, the fake snow. That's a fun way to use it. Pretty blue and white dishes. It's pretty. They're more Adams. This big set. And that's Spode Fitzhugh. Had some of that in the shop. I think I had this very dish at one point. That little oval vegetable bowl. This is interesting. It's a little mustard pot. They say it's circa 1860, dug in San Francisco. What do we think dug in San Francisco means? Or is it just...
I believe it.
Doug did a good job. There's several. See, here's another. I just don't believe that there were all these. These all say Doug. Maybe Doug is the person who owns this booth. They're all from San Francisco. Ginger beer. And they're all circa 1860. So, not sure, but it's all very cool. This person has lots of, obviously, bottles and jugs are their thing. Okay, I wonder, Royal Treasures from the Louvre. Oh, so we got to look in here. How crazy would that be if the things that were just stolen were featured in here? And I saw this earlier, this tiny studio vase. I love it just reminds me of the 70s so much. It's signed on the bottom, $16. What do you think? Should I splurge for $16? I kind of love it. I thought it was a scarf at first. They're green butterflies. It's even looks like hand rolled silk, but they're napkins. It says they're napkins, and they definitely look like, they're a napkin size, but they're so pretty. Silk napkins. I mean, that's pretty fancy, but for a beautiful table, man, those are pretty. I love Carpinteria. It may be one of my new favorite places. And I did get a few goodies at the antique store. So when we get home, I'll show you all the fun things that we found today. I love Carpinteria. Got some stuff for myself, got some stuff for the shop. So it was a very successful day. I found some great stuff at a variety of price points and some unique things that I'm excited about. Okay, I'll start with the biggest find, which is this Bordalo topiary. It is stamped Bordalo on the bottom. I believe it's supposed to be lemons, a lemon topiary. Now there is, you may notice, there is a chip right here. And if you've watched my other videos, you know that I've been trying to be better and better about not picking up things with flaws, which is difficult to do when thrifting. But there are pieces that I think the flaw is maybe worth it. My thought here was, if someone is displaying this, you're probably going to have it on a mantle or a bookshelf or somewhere where there's going to be a back to it. It's like having a Christmas tree with a bad side on it. Like, that's going to be the side you face the wall. That's going to be the side that's in the corner. So that's kind of what I thought about with this topiary. The flaws down here at the bottom, it's really not very noticeable. And that's just going to be the side that somebody faces the wall. So I picked this up for $14.99. I think it was worth it. Now the other end of the spectrum was I picked up this tiny piece of studio pottery. I saw a ton of studio pottery all day, every store that we went to, which is great because I love it. But this little pot was $1.99 and it is stamped on the bottom by the maker. Lisa made this in 1989. I thought, you know what, this could be good for putting toothpicks in and setting in your kitchen. It could also, if you had a teaspoon, which I do have some tiny teaspoons I recently found, you could put sugar or salt in this and use it as a little salt cellar or a tiny sugar bowl. And it also could hold a bloom of some kind with just you'd have to really cut the the stem really short, but I think it would be pretty. Can you imagine just a single rosebud just kind of sitting on top of this? I also picked up this studio pottery easel. I'd never seen anything like this before. Oh, you know, to hold a plate, or it would have to be a fairly thin picture frame. It does have a crack, as I showed it in the video, so I'm probably just going to keep this for myself, but I think this one was $2.99. Now, I'm not sure if these are actual studio pottery, if these are handmade or mass-produced, but I thought they were super cool. They're 2 mirrors with this pottery around the edge. Whoops, and this is still falling apart. So I'm going to have to repair this, which this is just basically like a leather shoelace. This is not going to be a hard fix. So don't let something like this, a little broken hanging thing, that's the technical term. It's a leather hanging thing. Don't let something this simple deter you. That's an easy fix for a unique item. I like them because the 2 different sizes, I think these would be cool as part of a wall decor. Obviously wall decor. You're gonna hang it on the wall. But part of a wall gallery is more of what I'm trying to say. The smaller one was only $2.99. This one was $3.99. I really like those price points for unique pieces. Hopefully somebody else will like it as well. Actually, Derek found these, and when I looked these up, these are Chinese brush pots, that this is where you would rinse your brushes maybe. They look old. You would probably not use these. You could as a brush pot still if you wanted to get super fancy with your artwork. That would be a nice gift if you had an artist in your life that maybe deals in watercolor or any kind of art where they have to rinse their brushes. This would be a super fancy gift to give for sure. It could be used for all kinds of things. Since it's smaller, it could be for succulents. It could be for any kind of plant, really. Uses are endless. Fill it full of cotton balls on your countertop, in the bathroom. These were $5.99 a piece, so $6. So this is, and it may be hard to see on camera, but this is a type of painting, and I'll put the word up on the screen. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I believe Chinese painting done on rice paper, and very unique and very old. So another thing that I need to do more research on. I don't know that I paid up necessarily. So it was $10, which you might think, okay, for a small little piece of art like this sounds high, but maybe not. I'm anxious to learn more about him. I did pick up this little hand-woven basket somebody could use as a planter. I like the size of this basket. So picked this up for $2.99. Again, another good price point that I like to have. If you've been to my shop, my prices range from the high to low, and I want someone to feel like they can come into my shop and find something. I'm gonna keep this little beauty for myself, this little dove. I'm going to call it a Christmas ornament, but you could, hang this anywhere all year long. So that was for myself, as well as this Pottery Barn frame. Hard to pass up a cute frame that is in really good condition. So grab this one as well to keep. Okay, so the next stop after Goodwill was St. Joseph's. The place was packed and busy. We got great deals on everything. We asked before we picked out all of these books, we said, okay, how much are the books? And they said $2. So I ended up getting 12 books. So we have $24 just in books alone. I got some great California specific cookbooks. I got some needlepoint books that all of my needlepoint friends I think might like. 12 books, $24. I also got that J. Crew coat for myself, and Derek got like a straw hat to use when he's out working in the yard. And then everything else, everything that I'm gonna put in my Etsy shop, basically I got for $1. I did come home with these Dansk mugs. I had never seen Dansk that looks exactly like this. A lot of times I see the Dansk Bistro, they're just really clean, very Scandinavian, where this looks a little more, I would say farmhouse, cottage, can tell there's kind of a terracotta base to the pottery. I cannot find what pattern this is. I did see something that said blueberries, which I could kind of see. There's 4 of these mugs. Got them for $1 a piece. I'll sell them as probably a set of 4. I don't think I'll sell them individually. We'll see. I did pick up this It'll Do jar. A lot of people have this listed as a cookie jar, and that may be true, that may be the original intent, but you'd have to have a really small hand. Like my hand is fairly small, but to get a cookie in and out of this, I mean, the cookies would have to be pretty small too. This was made, the House of Webster Ceramics in Texas. Now, the reason I picked this up and got excited to see it is because my grandmother used to have this very jar, and it sat in her kitchen and she used it for grease. She kept all of her grease that she would cook with in this jar, which I think makes a lot more sense than maybe cookies. Not that a lot of us are needing grease storage anymore, maybe like the good old days, but I do love the brown crock look of it all. If you didn't like the It'll Do, kind of like the topiary, just face it around the other side to the plain side, and you've got this great brown crock. You guys might know by now, I love picking up flatware. I love digging through bins of flatware, which I have to be careful about because a lot of times there are knives in there. But I think flatware, and I may be giving away a secret, but that's okay. I'll take my chance. Flatware is typically overlooked in a thrift store because they're usually like in a shoebox looking bin, just all dumped in there together, and it's kind of dirty and usually very tarnished, and just looks like, a lot of times looks like cheap, nothing flatware. And oftentimes it is, but if you're willing to dig a little, you can find some really nice serving pieces. And I certainly did at St. Joseph's. I found, which is basically a matching set, like the pattern matches. I haven't looked it up yet. It's by Roger Brothers, but it is all of these beautiful serving pieces. Now I have cleaned these up. So sometimes, you know, it takes a little bit of elbow grease, but it's worth it once you clean it up, and they're so nice looking. So these 2 large serving spoons, 2 slotted spoons. Again, this is all in the same pattern by Roger Brothers. A cake or pie server, and then this small little ladle, like more of a gravy ladle, I would say. But I will put these all, so I paid $1 a piece for each of these, which is awesome. And I will probably try to sell these, I don't know, maybe as a set. I also think it makes for a great gift for someone, like a wedding gift, or someone with a new apartment, that some of these serving pieces, you don't realize you need them until suddenly you need them. And with the holidays coming up and lots of entertaining and hosting getting ready to happen, everybody needs good serving pieces. So we'll have all of those. And like this, again, I'm going to call it, it's not really a soup ladle because it's not big enough for that. So I'm going to call it a gravy ladle. But this is by Reed & Barton, which is a really nice brand. Loved finding that. And then this piece is kind of a spork looking piece, and it has an engraving. It says CWDGA. I want to try to do some research if that stands for like Carpinteria something or other. We'll see. So I'm curious to learn more about this. Again, $1. I picked up these were in a baggie, these napkin ring holders, and one of them still has, Bevy, there's nobody here. One of them still has the tag, and they're false graft. So a set of 6 yellow and blue, very cottagey napkin rings for $1. This rimmed soup bowl, which looks like the Asiatic pheasant pattern, kind of in a red and white transferware, and it was in really great condition for $1. And this, oh gosh, I can't think of the pattern right off the top of my head, but I'm not afraid of a single plate. And for $1, like it's just a quick and easy flip. And somebody that's looking for another salad plate in this pattern, will be happy to find it for a good price in my shop. And then I like picking up these brown bag cookie molds. This one is from 1998. It is a watering can with floral design. Normally they come with the ribbon and the cookie recipe booklet attached to it. Unfortunately, this didn't have all that. I'll probably add a ribbon to it just to make it a little bit prettier. But I think these make really cute kitchen decor during the holidays. Like this would be a good one around springtime and Mother's Day. And then the last place we went was the Homestead Antiques. And it's a small little antique store right on the main drag in Carpinteria, the drag that leads you straight to the beach. And it was a really pretty antique store, lots of pretty booths, really well curated. And so I went in there knowing I really wasn't gonna find anything probably for me as a reseller, but I really love going, I love going to antique stores. I like seeing what other resellers are selling, but this was a beautiful antique store and I ended up coming home with 3 different things. I mentioned how much studio pottery I found, and 2 of the pieces that I found, well, really every single piece I came home with was really a piece of art. So including this little bud vase, has the maker's mark on the bottom. I love the colors. You'll see behind me, I really display a lot of these little vases here on my hutch. Got this for $16. Also got this original watercolor. Now with the Spanish tile roof and the blue trim around the windows and doors, this looks very Santa Barbara. As a matter of fact, we were checking out and the lady said, "Oh, are you guys from Santa Barbara?" Thinking that's why we were purchasing this art. So it's an original watercolor. Unfortunately, I can't really read the artist's name very well, but it was $28, which for a piece of original artwork that you're gonna keep is an excellent price. Now, I don't love the frame with this art. I think the bamboo frame by itself is really cool. I think it takes away this bold bamboo frame, kind of takes away from the art. Draws your eye towards the frame and not the art, in my opinion. So I think what I'm going to do is just find a new frame. I might resell the frame because I don't really have a use for it right now in my house. And so, and as I say that, it would look good in my bedroom, but just with something else in it. So I don't know. Jury's still out if I will resell the frame. I even kind of convinced myself in the store, I was like, I could pay for the piece of art by just reselling the frame, and then it's like I get the piece of art for free. And then the last thing I came home with is my favorite thing from the entire day, and that's this huge bowl. This huge bowl. There's no maker's signature anywhere, so who knows, but I'm going to believe that it is an original piece that somebody worked really hard to create. The blues and greens and browns fit into my house perfectly. I've been wanting something to go on our dining room table. Remember the light fixture that we found at the Rose Bowl flea market that Derek installed for me and looked so great over our large dining room table? I needed a big piece in the middle of that dining room table. And I had tried different things here in my own house and nothing just really looked right. And then when I saw this, I thought, you know, that might look really good there. I was really, really happy when I brought it home and put it in the middle of the table and to see how perfect it looked in the space. So I love it because it's unique. It's not something that you're gonna see hopefully in anybody else's home. I don't think this is mass produced. It's a piece of art that's not on the wall, but gets to be in the middle of my table, and I love it. And I'll always have the memory of picking this up on our fun thrifting day in Carpinteria.
I love a piece that tells a story. You probably know that about me by now. And this bowl now tells a nice story of a fun day spent by the beach. We will be going back to Carpinteria to do more thrifting because I found some nice stuff at great prices and I'm excited to get it into the shops. Let me know if there was anything that I missed. Let me know if there's anything that you would have picked up. So as always, thanks for coming with us. I appreciate you being here. And as I always like to say, every piece tells a story, and I'm glad that you're a part of mine. Until next time.